My. Look who's back on the bench, dear friends. You know it's true. The mini Supercharged V-8 GN boat by Oxidean Marine. This was a collaboration between me and Scott Steele, but I have completely taken it over now. Where's she been all these weeks? For a few weeks she's been at my machinist. We had to re-sleeve and machine the lower pulley. I was getting some pulley wobble. And the crank was a little marred, and the inside the pulley was a little marred, so we had to remachine everything and put a sleeve in there, and now it spins perfect, which I'll demonstrate for you in a moment. Not sure if I posted this, but these two tank configurations from Sterling Kit finally came in. These could possibly use as puke tanks, and they look really cool. If you recall, I made this puke tank, which is probably going to stay in here, but these came, and it look really good and look like puke tanks on a full-size one. And these two different configurations are on here, and I'll show you a clip from something I recorded when I got these. Now, as soon as I'm done fabbing up a puke tank for that thing, this nifty unit showed up in the mail from eBay. This thing's pretty trick and pretty cool. I was going to put this thing there, but you know, I'm actually really quite happy with the one I fabbed up. This one's cool though. It's got the indicator for how much fluid's in there, and you can set it up vertically like this, which would look really cool actually, because it would look like a dry sump tank. But you know what? I'm gonna hang on to this in case I do decide to change it. But the configuration on it, I'm not super fond of it because everything's on the bottom, and I want it to feed into the bottom, but I need vents. I need a vent hole at the top, and everything's down there. I could plug everything off down there and drill out a vent up there and put an air filter, but we'll see. Now back to the matter at hand. What was holding us back was this pulley wobble. Now I'm going to hook up the battery in the radio and show you how the pulley is doing now. Now, isn't that something? That pulley wobble went completely away. Now watch the direct comparison again. Okay, now that was a big difference. That was a real big difference. You know, I just don't go about things like that. You know what I'm saying? That pulley was wobbling. That's part of the rotating mass. That's part of the, not the engine's rotating assembly, but the driveline rotating assembly. I'm not going to have something this powerful wobbling. I don't care who says, let's see it on the water, man. Let's see yours on the water, boy. Let's see anyone else's on the water. Nobody's put one of these on the water. So, you know, I don't care who tries to rush it or who says what. This thing ain't going to rush. It is going to see the water soon, because you know why? We've got all the parts. Watch this. Now, when I built this gem, I was told that the engine rotates a certain direction, when in reality, it rotates a different direction, especially now that we've turned it around. This project runs off the front of the crank pulley, like a full-size GN boat. Most people don't understand that. There's no transmission. In a jet boat, or actually a V-drive, the engine is turned around backwards, and everything's run off the flywheel end. But this thing is, the motor's forward like a jet boat, and the drive has to go forward because it's a V-drive. So we have it driving off the pulley, like I said, like a full-size GN boat.
experts on the scene.
Hopefully those demonstrations were clear about how a full-size GN boat is driven off the front blower pulley, and most people don't understand that. But the curator of this project, Scott Steele, and I, we have a vast knowledge of full-size boats, full-size racing boats, so we understand different circumstances and different things. This ain't your dad's nitro boat. This thing is very advanced in how we're building it. So many people have told me that my drive system is not going to work. This is going to get cable whipped. That's going to have a problem. And so many people have told me that this motor is going to break. The crank's going to break. You can't drive it off the front pulley. No way. This nose cone receiver is something I designed to have machined into the pulley and work all straight so we can run it off the snout. And I'm going to say I really like the design of that part. It's got a flat spot and it receives a coupler and goes into there. So one of the main problems was I was told this thing rotates a different direction, so all of my cables were no more direction wound. Then I found out everything was different. So now I've had to re-engineer everything, the reverse direction, and here we are. We also now have the proper wound direction drive cable. We also have our reverse wound prop, drive dog, and Teflon washer. These parts complete the drive line and complete what I need to run this boat on the water. What's going to happen next is all the driveline parts go in, since we have them all, and since I'm not getting that pulley wobble, everything's getting hooked up. I'm going to fire this engine and run it and break in the driveline. I'm going to run it, spin everything on the driveline the way it is, because in reality, I'm not sure if it'll happen, but I would like to see this boat start in the water with the electric starter, just like a full-size boat can. If not, we'll have to launch it, but I would like to see that happen. Once the engine's spinning really well, under the load of the driveline itself, and the actual load that the prop gives it, because the wind actually gives the prop a little bit of load, then we'll know we're cooking with hot grease. I appreciate all of you guys for coming along on this journey, the ones that have, and even ones that have joined just now. It's been fun at every step of this project. It wasn't fun when I didn't have the boat for 2 years, but now that I have it, I'm on it, and everything is coming together really well. I'm very pleased with everything. I'm happy with the thing, and soon this thing will be on the water. This bad boy is direct drive, meaning there's no clutch, no type of clutch system. This is direct motor to the driveline to power to the water. There's nothing to relieve any pressure or stress, nothing to slip. And that in itself poses a challenge of launching it. And like I said, people say that I'm going to stick it in the water and the shock of the water is going to break the crank. I've heard guys say all the rods are going to snap and all this stuff. And guess what? No, it's not. This thing's going to work. I'm going to make sure it works. I'm going to see to it that it works. Or my name isn't Orville Redenbacher. So remember, stay tuned. Like this video and subscribe to our channel, because this thing will be hitting the water before you know it, and it's going to be the raddest thing you've seen with an RC boat. No, our first run, we're not expecting some big speed run. This is something that's never been built or done. So yeah, we're going to ramp up the speed, run after run, step by step. Again, subscribe to our channel, and I'll see you guys again soon. Next video is driveline installed running, but until then, here's another shot of that thing running the way we love.